Hey everybody, what's up? I thought I'd do a little bit of a book review here, and the book review I'm talking about is right here. You can see it's called Hanna Barbera Cartoons. This was released by Warner Brothers. I don't know if you could see it well there. Let's try to zoom in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Warner Brothers Worldwide Publishing. And then up here, released through Mallory, I guess. Well, I guess that's the author. But this is a very, very unique book. I actually got this this book here for about half off many years ago. Many years ago at Hastings. Yeah, so at Hastings bookstore in Lawrence, Kansas. And I read through it, and I have to say it's a very, very good, very good book. It's got some great information. As you can see here, its cover comes with trying to see kind of like a painting, sort of artwork right there, a collage that actually, if you wanted to, you could actually take out and frame, but I'm not going to do that. But very, very nice. And then on the inside, you can see, exactly what it has. Again, this is a very detailed book. I'm trying to see what year it came out in. But yeah, there you go right there. It says Warner Brothers Worldwide Communication. Author is Michael Mallory. So worldwide publication, I should say. You see, it's here we go. All right, this came out 13 years ago. Believe it or not, it says right there, 14 years ago actually, 1998. So this was like before a lot of some of the newer stuff you've seen came out. So, and it's got a listing of everything right here. It's got a listing like the new cartoons, chronological, classic shows, the story forwards by Bill and Joe, acknowledgments. I don't think I'll be able to stand like this much longer, so I'm going to put this down for a second. But yeah, this is a great history of Hanna Barbera animation. There's no doubt about it. Again, you got some acknowledgments right here. So, and then the one thing about this, it's got a lot of great pictures that were created and drawn by Bill and Joe. These are basically limited edition cells that they had put in here. Like this is a hand-painted limited edition cell. And then you got the forwards by Bill, Hanna, and Joseph Barbera over here. And then right here is one of my favorite cells that they drew. This is actually taken, believe it or not, if you look this up, this is actually taken from the 50th anniversary deal. But they put Fred in the spot of the conductor, the live action conductor from that special. But this is actually based off the 50th anniversary special that they did back in '89. And then here you have the story of them. They got rare pictures of them when they were like younger, and they started out, which is pretty cool. Gives you information you didn't even know about them sometimes. I mean, this is a great read. I mean, if you want to pick up a book and say, I want to read something good, this is one of the best. You want to read up on history of animation and even Hanna Barbera, this is the book you want to pick up right here. And then right here it talks about the MGM years and how with MGM they started with Tom and Jerry. Shows you a rare poster. So it gives you information. It's just a real great book, and it just goes on to talk more about the history and everything, and again, I'm trying to make sure I don't skip a beat. Here we go. And this is basically where they talk about how they started. Again, this is basically, if you want the history on them, you got to find this book somewhere. And it kind of tells you that the deal they had with Screen Gems, and again, just very, very detailed and everything. It's definitely, again, this is definitely worth a read if you ever get your hands on something like this. It's definitely worth a read. As you can see, I'm not going to try to go through all this, but basically, I recommend if you can find this book somewhere, it would definitely be worth your time to read, sit down and read, because it is just a tremendous, tremendous read. It's got information in there you didn't even know about, tells you about people that worked with them behind the scenes with art and music. Even shows you the voices, like here's Don Mesquite right there, and then of course here's Dawes Butler, and it shows you the people who did Fred and Wilma, the voices, as well as Betty and Barney. And then there you have right there those who did the voices in that picture, and then the other picture. Again, just really just a unique perspective and behind the scenes look. You have Gary Owens. It's the dramatic voice of Space Ghost, and as well as the campy narrator of Penelope Pitstop. George O'Halloran and Janet Waldo. Again, then you have the writers. I mean, it's just a great perspective. I mean, I don't think you get any better than what you see here. Just tremendous, tremendous work. And then here you have the cell from Hey There, Yogi Bear, which was the first theatrical release. And again, it's got tremendous history. It goes on to talk about a lot of the shows that they did. And again, the animation cells that they put in here were just, I mean, if you could scan these, and you probably could, it's definitely worth looking at. And it talks about the 80s and how they got into, one of the best contributions were the Smurfs, and then in the 90s it was Captain Planet and the Briskets, I think. Yeah, I think, those are the Briskets. Yeah, the Biscuits, I should say, and the Snorkels, and You know, just, again, it's just a tremendous read. I don't think you could ask for anything else. Talks about the SWAT cats, you know, information on that, Two Stupid Dogs, and of course this collage again, which now you could see like that. And I like how they have like Bill pointing out Yogi and Cindy, like, maybe we should put those two together finally. It's well, they are a couple, but you get the idea. I mean, it's just great seeing all these cells put together, and then these spread out cells. I mean, if you can find if you can get 2 copies of this, I would suggest get one for reading and get one to where if you want to take the pictures out and frame them, go ahead. And then here you got the history of the Flintstones. It tells you how, and it actually gives you all the episodes too right here. So it's really intriguing. Shows you that they were originally going to be called the Gladstones. Again, it just gives you an entire episode list. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Again, it just gives you an entire episode list of it and how long it ran. And then this one right there that was made for America's Cup. Great sale there. Gives you the sketches and everything. Shows you some of the celebrities they had, like Anne Margaret. Is Anne Margrock, if you will. I mean, just great information, great cell work and everything. I mean, then it shows you, like I said, it goes all the way up to the last season with all their episodes. And it shows Tony Curtis's appearance on the show. Hanna Barbera babies, if you will. And then we get into the Yogi Bear one. And this one is really interesting, and then you got great cells there. It shows you who did the voices. I mean, it talks about all basically the signature shows, if you will. And it talks about Top Cat. Basically, these are the classic shows and everything. And of course, the Jetsons, which was for one season, but then came back in the 80s. As we all know. Came back in the 80s, and I mean, this overall, I'm not trying to make this video too long. Talked about Johnny Quest. The episodes on that, the original Johnny Quest. But again, you know, I'm not trying to make this video too long. Just trying to highlight what this book has to offer. Talked about Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Actually shows what it was supposed to be Mystery 5, and shows a script and everything, or yeah, the Mystery 5 script right there. Again, it's just a tremendous book that you have to check out for yourself. Then you got a cinemagraph right there. Again, I mean, what more can you ask about this show than, I mean, about this book, I should say, than what has been offered before? I mean, what, not offered before, but been told before. I mean, this is just a book that if you don't read this, if you don't find a book like this, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, the spread outs and everything are just tremendous. And then we get into the world premiere tunes, the new cartoons, like What a Cartoon Show. Talks about this for Bill Hanna, which was something that he directed. Talks about Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, which has gone on to be, I think, one of their staples now. And then we have more right here. And then you get into almost an index of collage stuff, Renaissance work, if you will, just a lot of pictures that they did. I mean, they just did a tremendous job with this book. I mean, I don't know what more you could ask for them. It actually shows you the years when these sales were released. So, I mean, again, it's just so tremendously done. Shows that they worked on the Page Master as well. Again, though, you can't ask for anything else than what you see here. Again, if you want to get this book, I would suggest try looking for it. I don't know if you can find it. You probably could. I don't know if you can get it for a decent price, or you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg or something. I don't know. And then here you have the chronological stuff. Tells you exactly what they did all the way up to recently. Well, not recently, but basically about 98. And that's about it. Overall, I highly recommend this book. I mean, again, if you're an animation fan, you've got to get it. And that's really all I could say about it. So, comment video response down below, and I'll talk to you.